Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you again so much for joining me here. Hope you're having a great day. Do me a quick favor, hit the like button, comment below if you get a chance. Love to hear it. Absolutely appreciate that. What we're looking at here is just to basically update quite a few things. First of all, we want to update our fib levels here, as well as some of our trend lines. Of course, these usually run concurrent with larger moving averages on 4-hour to hourly 4-hour to daily timeframes rather. And what we want to look at too is the daily time frame and recognize that we have some support coming up here, or we've had some support in this range. So we're going to look at that on different time frames and just identify really what that looks like for us here. So if you're new to the channel, I would like to welcome you aboard. Thanks again so much. If you want to become a better trader, CryptoCache.tech is the site, link down below. Feel free to ask any questions you have them. Welcome aboard to the new members here. We did have a waiting list for last month, so just a quick heads up, there are slots available at this exact moment. So take a look here. We see two pretty distinct probabilities here. First of all, based on liquidation, 3,200 is a pretty large amount there. These are more recent shorts that we can see roughly $1.2, $1.3 billion just at 3190. Okay, that's that previous resistance range. So keep in mind there is a lot of resistance between now and then. We're not just going to shoot towards that, but the truth is a lot of liquidation being at that level will incentivize the price to push higher now that majority of lower liquidation levels have been swept. However, if you do take a look at the monthly, most of these are late longs here at 2,800 or less. But generally speaking, there is a decent amount of liquidation here too. $4 billion at 2,800. Okay, so it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Price isn't just going to shoot straight up because of that. But I can tell you that with us seeing this here so far, so much liquidation occurred, this natural response to push the price action higher, especially with Bitcoin kind of breaching that 56K mark, soon to close above it, that's a very good sign. Okay, so if we can get through 3,000, I think that Ethereum will continue to surge. 3,000 is essentially that breakout, so to speak. Okay, let's do this. Let's look at the daily, work our way down, kind of see what's going on, and make an informed decision. So daily time frame. What we want to look at first of all here, let's go ahead and remove our previous fibs. We'll draw out some new ones here. Actually, we can do that right now. And just kind of pay close attention to what's going on. So first and foremost, when we look at this chart, it's pretty messy. We got look at that right there at 0.382, about 3,100 is that 200-day SMA. Being below the 200-day SMA generally implies you should be adding to your spot bag and reducing your amount of risk by taking high leverage trades. You should generally do that anyways, but now more than ever is just kind of put that in the forefront of your mind. When we take a look at the RSI, we're under 30. That is unfavorable for longs. That's generally implying that the shift in momentum has occurred here. We've broken through that key level support. Now it's going to be established as a resistance, which is likely that 3,100 mark. Okay, so it's not to say that ETH can't still continue higher, just that when when RSI is below 30, it implies that the bears have a lot of strength. Okay, and that's okay. We just got to recognize that. Stochastic could be swinging up here in the next couple of days. We can see MACD still diverging with a nice MACD FU. Most charts have that. So this is not necessarily a positive sign on the daily. But I got to tell you, every single chart has this right now. It's really nothing that's outlandish. In fact, we saw the most amount of liquidation yesterday occur than we've seen in 2 years since FTX. Okay, it's literally comparable to the FTX thing, and that was a cataclysmic event. Yesterday was just nonsense because there was not a lot of traditional markets open in the U.S. and some people somewhere took advantage of that holiday. All right, again, that's pretty common. Future reference: if you're going to trade any holiday, short the holiday. It's almost always going to be a red day. Anyways, that's a conversation for another day. Ethereum here, looking at this tentative trend line. Again, it's running fairly concurrent with the 20-day SMA. Trend lines aren't perfect, but they do give you a perspective to kind of pay attention that, hey, this is an area of contention. The price is making lower lows and lower highs leading into it. All that being said, if we look here at RSI, it's breaking or trying to break through 30. Once we get back up above 30, it's all good. I think long positions might be more viable at that point. Keep in mind, when this happens, the inverse, for example, when you see the inverse on the top, where the price pulls back to 70, that's generally an area to consider securing profits. So if you're in a short right now, I think you're getting a little too greedy for yourself. You might want to secure profits because that's letting us know that window of opportunity is closing. Okay? Generally, that's how that is construed. We can see the MACD is also converging here. Oh, sorry, I'm speaking out of turn. It's premature. It's losing momentum to the downside, implying that we could converge soon. And basically, that's just very natural when the price has pushed down so hard, so fast. even running sideways will act like it's a convergence. So that's really just a false positive, giving us no real hope that the price action is going to recover for ETH. Now it should, because it's got some good backing in the big picture, of course, with some other things. But generally speaking, the only thing we have going for us here is this 2860 support level from before. If you look at this here, we have not broken down below this level yet. Not to say it can't happen, but there's a strong amount of support at that 2865 mark. We've seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, now 10, 11 attempts to break it. And I know what you're probably thinking. If you've watched my videos before, you'll know. But Cache, the more often you test the support level, the more likely it is to break. This is true. It's very true. There's no other way around it, and it's absolutely the case. So that does imply that this is the last ditch effort or the last support level. A lot of people will trade off of those kind of support levels and find success. Hypothetically, if you had, you would have you would be up a small percentage, roughly 4 or 5%, depending on the leverage you take. So all that being said, what does this mean for us now? Well, we're over the 20 SMA on the hourly, which is definitely a consolation. We can see the lagging span is soon to intersect with the price action and or break above it. So another 4 to 6 hours from now, we might have a potential situation on our hands where we want to consider a long position. But me personally, I think it's a little early. I would like to see the price action go sideways and up, kind of be over here before I take a trade. And I know it seems crazy and outrageous to a lot of people that you want to wait for a higher price point to take a trade. But the truth is that gives us confirmation, lets us know we are breaking through that resistance level of 3,000 at this point and hypothetically moving higher. Okay, so again, being above the cloud, I think we're at least 24 hours away from a solid trade on Ethereum. Okay, now again, not to say you couldn't still find some benefit here. I mean, if you take a look at this, this does look like it wants to break free. Okay, this is a pretty solid consideration for a long position because generally speaking, when you see this kind of behavior, the price will break to the upside. Okay, but again, all of this in light of what just happened, it seems like kind of a reach instead of being a good confirming factor. So just kind of throwing it out there. I hope that makes sense and how I clarified that. This is not a perfect situation. Most coins look like this. There's a few outliers, but generally speaking, waiting another day or two would probably be the best call. I'm still got my eyes on a trade or two for later today, this evening, and or tomorrow. But leading into that, we're waiting for Bitcoin to confirm a few things, which is soon to do here. It's actually closing at that 56,600 or higher, that daily point of control. And that's a very good sign for the next 24. All right, conversation for another day. I'm going to upload this here to our Twitter, Telegram, Discord, YouTube. I also have TikTok now as well, but if you're not familiar, I have playout charts for everything that I analyze, and these are trades that we generally take as a community as well. So check it out. Again, CryptoCache.tech is a site if you're curious about becoming a better trader, more consistent, trading alongside myself and some really awesome traders. So thanks again to everybody in my community. Thank you too so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Have a great rest of your day. Take care.